all my friends. My name is Syaurah Faqihah with Hassan, and today I'm going to talk about vaccination should not be practiced on a big scale. So on to the overview. Why vaccination should not be practiced on a big scale? These are my justifications. First, it still possesses the risk of decimating the general health. Second, the expenses of taking vaccination is unwarranted. And third, ethical issues regarding to the usage and production of vaccination were raised. So on to the first point. In cost regression analysis, the interaction terms indicate that efficiency of vaccines declines over time. It changed significantly from the first year to 7th year in the intention to treat analysis. It declined from 35.9% to 3.6% over the 7th year. So this indicates that even though you take your vaccine shots, does not mean you will be fully immune from the infections. So second, to the second point, the expenses of taking vaccinations are unwarranted. Most infected people are those who are the least able to pay for the vaccines. Why? Because these people are mostly the poor people, those from developing countries, because we know when they're poor, they must be living in the poor environment, so they are more prone to infections. And we also know that vaccines development are expensive and they are very complicated, and it requires a lot of modern technology. So what we don't know is that when those people that are unable to pay for vaccines cannot afford the vaccines, those companies will not develop a very good vaccines, because they are more to profit. So when they cannot pay, then why bother developing those expensive vaccines? So into my final justification regarding ethical issues, what makes a vaccines legal or legit is that they must undergo a lot of clinical trials. So in those clinical trials, there must be participants that give total consent, to give their informed consent to the company. So what happened here is that those companies fail or neglect to fully inform the participants of what the job entails, of what type of vaccines they're taking, or what would happen, what are the implications if somehow the vaccines fail. So next is the standard of care. Scientists around the world are still debating whether to give the participants the best current, for example, in the Africa, the best current vaccines in Africa to the participants in Africa, or whether to give them the best current vaccines in the whole world. And it is also must know is that after the research, these companies will not further pay for the vaccines and the transportation costs for the participants to take the vaccines, because the trials are over. So what happened to these participants is that they are left hanging, because they have no money for the transportation to the clinic, and they don't have money to take the vaccines. And finally, the ethical reviews. The ethical reviews of vaccines around the world are still lacking. So these people who are developing the vaccines does not really know what is considered right or what is considered as wrong in vaccines development. So to sum up, vaccination is still a very delicate and very fragile issue, and it does not mean when one takes vaccines they will be completely immune, they will be completely top of their health. And it is also very expensive. The vaccines are expensive, and the ethical issues regarding the vaccine are still being debated all around the world. So that's all from me. Are there any questions? Thank you.